You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Spirit Quest. I'm your host, Paul Francis, and I do hope you're having a fine Thursday wherever you are in the world. Welcome. The chat room is already alive with people. Pamela was the first in tonight. Pamela, good evening. Welcome to the show. Followed by Karen Boyle, Trudy Hall, Faye, and Valerie, and Facebook user. Hi, Paul, on night shift. I don't know who you are. So come on, please come out of that Facebook and go on to YouTube. All right. Come into YouTube, go up in the search bar, type in Paul Francis Medium. It'll bring you straight to me, or Paul Francis 111. It should bring you straight to the show as well. And then make sure that you subscribe to the show. Okay. Hit the little bell icon and it will tell you, obviously, every time we release a show. But more importantly, everybody, every single time, every single show, hit that like button. Ding! Hit that like button. Tell everybody where we are. Share the show. Hit the like button. Sue's joined us. Sue, good evening, darling. Valerie says, oh, I missed it. It's just they move so fast. I missed it. Missed time a couple of times. So glad to be back, Valerie. It's an absolute joy to have you back. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you subscribe to the show. Make sure you click that bell icon to tell everybody that, or it'll tell everybody when I'm going to be live. Hi, Sue. Lovely to see you, darling. Of course, always pleasure to see you. Emma Lorimer has joined us. Emma, good evening, darling. Welcome to the show. Hi, Paul, with a lovely smiley face. Once again, I don't know who you are. Facebook in its infinite wisdom. Well, actually, it's not even Facebook infinite wisdom. They have moved to some other company which has introduced AI. Okay. And AI in its infinite wisdom doesn't seem to want to let people to have Facebook lives, really. They don't want to have people to converse via Facebook lives because they shut it down really, really quickly. So, okay. The answer to that is we take a breath, we breathe, and we say, what's the option? The option is YouTube. Leave Facebook to their devices while they sort out their AI, which isn't going to work. And come across to YouTube, find me on YouTube, Paul Francis Medium, subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the little bell icon, and every time we do a show, you will be given a heads up about it. That simple. So come across and say hi. Faye, in my darling pal Faye, has already just stuck up the link right there and in the chat room, right over. Actually, I go that there. Yeah, there. See there, right where my finger is pointing. That's where Faye there. Right, that's where Faye is. Lovely. Rachel Woods, what a great beg. Okay, Rachel. I'm not sure what that means, but What a great bag. Julie Sharp, good evening, darling. Welcome to the show. Lynn's joined us. Lynn, good evening. Welcome to the show as always. Tina Allen, blessings to everyone. Blessings to you too, Tina. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Mary Erickson says, good evening, Paul. Liked and shared, she says, with confidence. Thank you so very, very. Oh, it's just I'm overwhelmed with you guys. It's an absolute pleasure. I just want to talk tonight's show. We're going to have a chat about this, that. See that they're just going along right along there. They're that thing. Okay, the awakening with me, Paul Francois. Um, Once again, as I take the Mickey out of my own name, I want to say a monstrous thank you to everybody, all of you wonderful, wonderful human beings that has sent us messages of condolences for the loss of my dear uncle, a dad, and great uncle, great great uncle, in fact, in some instances, my uncle Francis, of whom I'm named after. Sadly, we lost him at the weekend, and he was laid to rest yesterday in a funeral that would have made him smile big time. My uncles, all my uncles on my mom's side, including my grandfather on my mom's side, were all speedheads. They're all into motorcycles. And my uncle Eamon, he used to collect some serious motorcycles. I mean, we're talking really, really old and rare Bantams, BSAs, and bikes like that, Nortons. And my uncle Francie and his funeral, his funeral cortege was preceded by a big pile of guys riding motorcycles, which would have put a smile on his face, put a smile on my face watching a video of it. And my brother was there to represent me. Sadly, I couldn't get over, and but seeing that made me feel a little bit better because he would have really, really, really enjoyed. He would have named every single motorcycle, and probably had names for each valve in each one of the bikes. You know, he was like that. Great, great gag. I remember walking into the house one night. Young, I was only young, between the ages of 10 and 12, something like that. My uncle was standing in the kitchen sink. So you got to put this in your mind's eye, in the sort of 70s. My uncle standing in the kitchen sink, hand cleaning an engine in the kitchen sink, a motorcycle engine. So, great, great memories. And this is how, you should remember um, family members. You should remember them that way. You know. Rachel Wood says, "You're looking fab." Rachel, Rachel, get your eyes tested. Bless your heart. Thanks for saying that. So very, very kind of you. Faye said, I've shared the show, Paul. Thank you very much, Faye. As always, you're a darling. Pamela Gray says, I'm so sorry for you. Thank you so much, Pamela. Appreciate that very much. Valerie says, I'm so sorry. We'll be praying for your family. Appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. My family in Ireland, the Burns family, are suffering a great deal with this loss, the loss of my Uncle Francis. And I can completely understand why. So tonight's show, as I say, I will talk about the awakening shortly. I'm more open to answering questions from you guys. I've been having some serious questions. Now, something very unique happened on Monday night's show where I was doing a reading. At the time, I was like wondering why I was feeling what I was feeling. And afterwards, I went and spoke to the persons that it was connected to privately and said, would this person have been this way and felt like this? And they were, uh, yes, absolutely. So, what you didn't realize that if you're watching Monday night show, I reach across, what you didn't actually realize, and at that moment in time, I'm going to put my hands up and tell the truth. The truth. I didn't realize what was happening, and I actually was channeling an energy. It was channeling through me, and because I had all of his feelings, all of his reactions, and some of his mannerisms, and I didn't realize what was happening until afterwards, and I kind of then went to the person and said, "Did this happen? Did that happen?" And they were like, "Yes." So it's just mind-bogglingly. I was kind of like very, very glad that the family got that message, but a bit disappointed in the fact that I wasn't in control of it as I should have been. But I was told by my guides it was all right. So don't worry. Anyway, moving on. What a great send off for your uncle, says Mary. Yes, absolutely great send off. Sorry for your loss, says Tina. Thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate that. Um, am I going to lose my job on the 27th? I wouldn't know, Tina. I'm not working. This show tonight isn't about doing reads. It's about the journey, about the conversation, about it's called Spirit Quest, the journey of life. So it's basically I'll answer questions for you guys regarding, you know, techniques, regarding how do I do this, how do I do that, how do I understand this, can you tell me more about the process, for example, things of that nature. So I actually don't do reads on a Thursday night at all. Now, at the end of the day, Tina, my darling, as well, is if you feel you're going to lose your job, you have an opportunity to create one that you're not going to lose. Okay. That's what I always say. Sometimes situations are an actual opportunity in disguise. Okay. What you might see as a negative situation are really opportunities in disguise. Because if you're not really enthralled by the job that you're in and you think you're going to lose it, it's an opportunity to get yourself into a position that you're not going to lose and one that you will enjoy. Take it from that, look at it from that point of view. Karen Boyle says, liked and shared the show. So sorry for your loss. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it very much. Sue says, wonderful. Thank you, Sue. Roger's joined us. Hello, buddy boy. How you doing? Good to see you, mate. Welcome to the show, as always. And Roger and Faye should be on shortly. Can someone help me? I can't see anyone else's chat. Does anyone know how I can fix this? Please help Valerie Kesterson on how to fix that. Because you know what? The weird thing about it is I see all of your chats, but I'm not involved with that side of it. I'm involved with this side of it. Oh my goodness. Evening peeps, said Don Hatton. Looking forward to a good show tonight. Thank you, Don. As always, lovely to see you, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We're going to have some exciting news with Dawn in the not too distant future. So stay tuned. Everybody's going, oh, do you hear that? Yeah. Just stay tuned and watch this space. Right, who we got? We got another Facebook user. I always bring you guys up so you can see what I see. So as you can see, look, all I got is that. So come out of Facebook, go into YouTube, and then I'll be able to see who you are. Go into YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell icon, and you won't have to look again. You'll be told each week automatically, hey, the show is on at 8 o'clock or 9 p.m. on a Thursday. And click this link and it'll bring you straight to the show. You won't have to think about it again. So come out of Facebook, because that's all I get to see. You only get the name Facebook user. Thank you for the lovely little hearts and the kisses. I really appreciate those. But come out of that, go to YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and of course, everybody that's in YouTube tonight, everybody that's watching via YouTube, please don't forget to smash that like button. Smash the like button. Thank you very much. Very kind. Appreciate it. Julie Evans says, good evening, all. Evening, Jules, my darling. Good to see you. And Loretta Lewis says, hi, Paul. Hi, everybody. So it's really, really great that you guys are all here. So come on, fire away with the questions. It's 9:15 here on this beautiful, I suppose it's summertime, I guess. This beautiful summertime on Thursday, the 18th of May. It's 9:15 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. That's GMT time, Greenwich Mean Time. That's what that stands for. And I don't know what time it is with you in your part of the world. Is it a morning, afternoon, good evening, things of that nature? Let me know. What time is it with you? Nikki McIntosh says, "Hi, Paul. Nikki, welcome to the show, sweetheart. Lovely to see you. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it." Ronnie's joined us. Hello, darling. Always a pleasure to see you. Welcome to the show. Just have a drink. Ronnie, sorry, not Ronnie, Valerie. I'm going to bring Valerie's message up here on the font just before I read it out. I just want to remind you, of course, that you're listening to us on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM, coming to you live in the FM airways of the very beautiful New Orleans. Welcome to the show. Don't forget, after the show tonight, we have other shows. There is a plethora of shows on UPRN, that's United Public Radio Network community now. It's getting so big it's becoming in the community. You have the Outer Realms with Michelle and Amelia, and of course you got Roger and Faye show. The one that's coming up on Saturday is This Mug's for You. Look out for that as well. Loretta says it's 3 p.m. in Alabama in the United States. Well, good afternoon to all of you lovely people in the US of A, and it's going to be an afternoon one way or the other. Time for bed. Don't you be going to bed, Trudy. I've known you for a great number of years, and you've been up way later than this. Bed. Cool. How old are you now? 300. Nikki McIntosh gives me the hearts. Welcome to the show. And there's Anne. Good evening, Anne. Welcome to the show as always. Mary Erickson says it's 4:00 EST, East Central Time. So good afternoon to all y'all in the United States. Good evening or very good early good in the morning to all of our friends and followers and fans in the Australia area and all over the world. No matter what time of the day it is, you are very, very welcome to the show. I am open to your questions, so please don't forget to share them and ask away. And don't ever think, oh my God, I can't really ask him that question because he might have done it before. I may well have heard that question before, but I didn't hear it from you. All right. So it's more important that I answer it for you. So far away. Trudy says, I feel 300 today. I know that feeling, darling. I know that feeling. You've ever had one of those weeks when you think you live in your car? That's what kind of week I've been having. I kind of been in my car in terms of time longer than my house. All right, so it's just been one of those weeks. Take a deep breath and breathe. I've been trying meditation. Let's bring this up. So Karen Boyle says, I've been trying meditation to try and connect with Spirit, Paul. I see bright lights and feel me moving forward towards, but nothing else. Is there anything you could advise me with? Okay. First and foremost, great question, and thank you for sharing that with us, Karen. Meditation is the primary start, middle, and end in personal development, in all elements of personal development. Okay, but what you need to do as well is understand what it is that you want to develop to. Alrighty, so like for an example, personal development covers literally everything from just learning how to meditate right through to developing mediumship. All right, so it is a big, big, big step to actually learn to meditate in the first place. I highly, highly tell everybody to invest time in learning how to meditate and meditate properly, because it will help you in more ways than you could possibly know, from everyday basic life right through to your professional work life, right through to your health and elongation of life. Okay, then of course personal development. um just let me just say hi to Richard. Trudy says spent nearly 6 hours in my car today. Well, I know that one. I've been there. You spoke about channeling, Paul. It's something that happened to you many times in the past. Is it? Good question. I'll answer that momentarily. Helen Mounsell has joined us saying hi, Paul, and hello all. Right. Let's get to there's some great questions coming in, so I'll get to those momentarily. Let's finish off Karen's first. So meditation to try and connect with spirit. Now, first and foremost, my advice, and because is there anything I could advise you with? Yes. First and foremost, before you even attempt to start connecting with spirit, is to learn how to ground yourself. Alrighty, that's primary. So a simple way of learning how to ground yourself is literally sit on a chair, couch, bed, whatever it is, whatever's comfortable for you, and have your feet on the ground. Okay. Now, if you can have bare feet, all the better. Not absolutely necessary, but it is, as you can feel the feet, the ground beneath your feet, all the better. If you can do this outside, for an example, sitting with your back against a tree and your feet on the ground, wow, zoom, we're off. But if you're doing it in your bedroom or in your family room, living room, whatever, it's fine. Alrighty, so let's grind. So basically, imagine that when you're closing your eyes and you're breathing, imagine there are roots coming out of your feet from the bottom, the soles of your feet, and they're going down into the earth. Okay, and in the center of our earth, there's a beautiful big white ball of pure, powerful energy. So you see the roots going down through the earth. So every time you breathe in, you see the roots going, and as you breathe out, they hold, and you breathe in, and they go right down to the point where they hit the big ball of light, and then they wrap themselves around it, and they start to merge and become one with that ball of light. Then you start to draw that ball of light, that white energy up through the roots that you've just now planted until that energy slowly comes all the way right up to your feet. And then you'll start feeling it tingling around the soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, and your ankles. You are now grounded. Alrighty, that is the place to start. Okay, the next part of this energy or this exercise is to protect yourself. So we see the energy work its way up your legs, your knees, up your thighs to your hips. And as it connects with the root chakra, which is red, it activates the root chakra. And then it passes up the silver thread to the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay. And each moment as it's going up, it's activating, but don't let it move any further up until that activation is completed. Now, you might see that chakra point opening in the multiples of ways. You might see it, the word chakra means spinning disk of light. So, what I see is a red disc start to spin to the point where it spins so fast that it goes whoosh out. And then I see the energy move up to the next disc, and it starts to spin, and it spins to the point where it goes whoosh out, and then it comes in balance with the chakra previous to it. And I keep doing that, and each time I go up one, it comes in balance with the chakras previous to it, and to the point where it gets to the top of my head. And then I allow the white energy to cascade out through the top of my head, right down over my body, all the way back down to the ground again, until the point that it forms a shell, like an egg shell around me. So you're grounded. The energy of the earth's coming up. It's going right through the center of your body, activating, balancing, and empowering your chakra points to the point where it cascades over the top of your head, forming a shell right around your body. Now, at that point, you see the inside of the shell golden. It forms a golden light and energy. And the outside of the shell you see as silver, reflective. Okay. And you allow that energy to move until the point where that shell is impenetrable. And then finally, you allow the white light of love and divine protection to enter into that now bubble, shell, whatever you want to call it, and let that fill you and let that heal you, bind you, empower you, remove all negativity and aches, pains, stresses from you. And you are grounded and you are now protected. Then and only then should you consider starting to work with spirit. And the very first essences that you want to be working with are your guides and your gatekeepers. And you build up a series of connections with those. You build up a series of connections with your guides on a protective level. Then you start this to work into the area of um, communication. So there's a lot to do before you even consider starting to communicate with spirits, because you don't know who you're communicating with until that point. So you need to put everything in place. It's like walking down the street with all of your bank details in your hand. Do you just hold them open, walking along so people can see them, or do you are you aware about who you're dealing with? So when you walk up to the bank teller, do you just automatically give them everything you need, or do you find out who you're dealing with? So it's the same thing. You treat working with spirit as the same, in the same principles and proceeds as you would anything else. Be aware of what you're doing, how you're doing it, how you're protected, and whom you're dealing with. Then you move forward. Now, hopefully that helps, but that is kind of part of what I'm going to be talking about this evening. In about 4 minutes' time, I'm going to be sending a message out to Roger and Frey to come and join us. Richard has joined us tonight. Good evening, Richard. Welcome to the show. Sue has asked us a question. Paul, you spoke about channeling. Is it something that happened to you many times? Yeah, but usually I'm in kind of quite formally in charge. In fact, you can actually see me channeling if you look at some of my shows, some of the shows that were on stage. Um, there's a show that you can see on my YouTube channel, and it'll behind me on the wall. It'll say Pontins. I'm actually channeling one of my guides while I'm working on that particular event. And actually, it's about 3, 4 guides on that particular event. So that was the last time I got to work with Colin Fry, actually, if I remember that show. But I'm actually channeling because my persona changes. I go from sort of mellow and very Irish and very quiet, usually over to like quirky and sharp and like that. And that's one of my guides, Guy. His name's Guy. I mean, Sean runs the show. She's the director of the show, but Guy is one of the guides that works through me to communicate with the audience. So he's very quirky. He's very like Del Boy. Wait, like that. So and you'll see me going from "Hi, how are you? Good to see you" into like sharp, being moving like that, and that's when I'm channeling Guy. He comes through me on that. So good question, Sue. But on that occasion the other night, that channeling wasn't expected. My fault. Now, Pamela says, "Is anyone here not familiar with what the awakening is? What's involved? What does it happen?" Um, Pamela, I will talk about the awakening very shortly. Alrighty, we'll get to that shortly. Emma says, "If you dream about a birth, is there any meaning to that?" Now, some old wives' tale. There's lots of wives' tales stories. I don't put a lot of thought into old wives' tales. Okay, some old wives' tales will say if you're dreaming of a birth, it means there's a death in your family. That's total rubbish. I haven't. I've had loads of people pass away in my family and friends, and never once dreamt of a birth. So total rubbish. Um, there is some evidence to say that if you're dreaming of a birth, it can be a heads up for a birth in your family. Because our dream state is one of the states where spirit can communicate with us, and they can say, "Hey, listen, there's a baby on the way." Okay, and you can start dreaming of a birth. But equally, if someone has just lost a baby, that could be spirit telling you that they have the baby with them. But as for you dreaming of a birth means there's a death in the family, I'm not buying into that. I'd be interested to hear what Roger and Faye's, well, more Roger really, what he has a big foot in the folklore area more so than me, and his belief system has a lot of, in fact, so much so that Faye and I take the mickey out of him. But hey, that's not me demeaning his point of view. His point of view is very, very valid. I just don't buy into it. That's me personally, and that does not to say that because I said doesn't mean it's right. Julia Evans says, I love meditation. Loretta Lewis says, how about dreaming of death? Anything to that? Um, Once again, it tends to be connected to folklore. But once again, my response would be something similar to the birth. If you're dreaming of a death, it could very well to recognize the fact that someone's going to be coming over, or that someone has recently passed within the family and they are safe and well in spirit. So Helen Mansell says, "What is the chat about today?" It's, well, if you look at the bottom of the screen, Helen, it's going to be regarding that little piece of information there, the awakening, and I'll be talking about that momentarily. Right. Hello, my sunshine. It's nice to see you. I I don't know who that is. I don't know. Come out of Facebook. There's only one person calls me sunshine. If that's you, Joy, my darling, lovely to see you. But come out of Facebook, go into YouTube, and type in Paul Francis Medium. It'll take you right back to the show. Okay. Then you can subscribe on YouTube, and then you can see me every single time. Once you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you click the little bell icon, all charge free, by the way. Every time we release a new show, it'll tell you, hey, Paul's going to be on shortly. Click this link and it'll bring you straight to the show. But whoever that lovely person referring to me as a sunshine, which I'm very grateful for, it's good to see you too. Now, Faye says, I remember that meditation you just described in one of your Moment series. Good point to remember. I have a series on YouTube for all YouTube subscribers called Moments. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, all you got to do is go into the search bar on YouTube and just type in Paul Francis Moments, and it will take you right to episode 1. There are, if I remember correctly, 16 episodes, and each episode has a meditation, every single one of them. And the meditations are very short. They're ranging from like 10 to 25 minutes, something like that. And each meditation is designed differently, and it actually connects to the show that day. So you have, for all intents and purposes, 15 meditations you can go and use there to your absolute delight. But please don't forget to share each one of the shows you watch, and don't forget to hit the like button. I really appreciate that. Julia Evans says, love that. Thank you very much. Karen says, the way you have described it, Paul, is so amazing and beautiful. It makes me feel quite emotional. And thanks for the great advice. Karen, you are very, very welcome. It is a good exercise for everybody to practice, because it can be used in everyday life, not just for, what I refer to as personal development, when you develop your psychic and your mediumship abilities. Don't have to go down that route. Just the simple practice of that protection and grounding will help you with everyday life. It really, really will. It'll help you understand and get rid of all the stresses, all the negativities in your life. It really, really will. So give it a shot. Faye, oh no, that's Lynn talking to Faye. Let's get past that one. Facebook user says, hi Facebook user. Once again, because you're on Facebook, I can't tell who you are. Come out of Facebook, go to YouTube, click on the YouTube channel, and at the research bar at the beginning, Paul Francis Medium, and it will take you straight to the show. And it'll take you right back to the show here. And when you do that, my advice, please, is to subscribe, click the bell icon, and don't forget to hit the like button. Very important. Emma Lorimer says, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Roger. You're very welcome. Trudy says, Bookface tells me you're going to be live, but YouTube doesn't. I don't understand why. You must have set it up wrong, because it tells me that I'm going to be live as well. Once again, Facebook user going, hi, Paul. Don't know who you are, but hi, and thank you, everybody that has come into Facebook tonight. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. Valerie says, yeah, fixed. Kelly Durant joined us. Hi, Kelly. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Now, before we go any further, I gotta press one little button. Yeah, I gotta press one little button, then I'll be right back. You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. Yes, indeed. You are listening to me on UPRN Talk Radio, and I'm in the process of inviting my weekly guests, and that's Faye and Roger, just to the show, which I've now just done. Then I can come back into the comments room and come back to you guys. So now the awakening. Let's have a quick chat about that. The reason why I have come up with a concept called the awakening is this. I can't tell you the amount of people in questions during show like this show, through to multiples and multiples and multiples of messages asking me questions about development and about why is this happening to me, why is that happening to me, and so on and so forth. A lot of people who have, like, for an example, we were talking just about, Paul, I want to get involved more about talking about spirit, and can you give me some advice? Now, it seems to be an inert amount of people that is starting to feel and these connections, which is great, because that's what I've been teaching for the last 10, 15, 20 years that I've been doing this. And I've been telling people that you don't need mediums. You really don't. It's a good idea to go to a medium to confirm maybe what you the connection you had yourself. But you really don't need mediums. Other than, listen to them yourself. There's Faye's joined me. Hello, my darling Faye.
Hi, how are you?
I'm always good. Always good when I see you. Where's His Royal Highness?
Well, he's in there working on it.
He's working on it.
He's coming.
So he'll be in time for next week's show.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So
I think he's coming now. I heard some movement.
That's cool. So one of the things that I've been getting, as I was just explaining to everybody, what is the awakening? Everybody was saying, and that is, it seems to be an immense amount of people are starting to feel this connection. They're starting to feel the entrance, the beginning of their development. Now, I've always stated that every human being on the planet is psychic, and I'll always keep that, and I won't ever step down from that. So everybody's saying hi to Roger and Faye. Everybody in the chat room, you guys can see them all sitting there.
Yes, I do. Stop.
Hello.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
I am not.
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
Sir Roger of Valiant has joined us. So basically, well, let me just get this all out, and then we'll go straight into your point of view on this. Now, it seems that, and I don't, it's a really dangerous area for me to go into, because it seems people are questioning their particular choice of faith. They're coming to me questioning Christian, they're questioning this, they're questioning that, and so on and so forth. Paul, tell me which one's the right one. And I'd say there isn't a right one. It's the one that makes you feel best. And that's the right one. So the awakening, as I see it, is people are starting to make that huge connection with spirit energy. Alrighty? But they don't know how to deal with it. So I'm going to create a seminar where I will take you from, and please take this as just an enjoyment point of view, but I'm going to take you from Muggle through to someone who will be working with spirit directly in one night.
Wow.
Okay. Now there's a tried and tested method that will. Now here's the bit that's going to blow your minds, guys. Alrighty. That person that you will be dealing with, the person that you will be conversing with, will be a member of your family that has crossed over.
Wow. Sign me up.
Alrighty. So I'm going to take you from Muggle somebody who has no clue about any of this
Mm-hmm.
through the stages of meditation, through the stages of um, going from crossing from this side of life to that side of life, and dealing with a person of your family, and then I'll bring you all the way back again,
That
and
sounds
that's called the awakening. Don Hadlam's going muggles. Well, I couldn't think. Right, okay. I'll tell you what we used to call them, right? And again, once again, meant with love, not meant as derogatory, but we used to call them plebs. But I always thought that doesn't sound very endearing, does it? So, but muggle sounds wonderful. Because obviously Muggle was coined by the Harry Potter series for non-magical folk. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just borrow that momentarily. So everybody who's not, say, for example, a practicing, even those who are practicing mediums and psychics, it is a really good seminar to be on. I've done this numerous times where I've taken the students from literally nothing all the way through to a particular place where you will be sitting and you will be chatting with a member of your family.
Is that, and you're saying this is in one day,
One evening.
one evening?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
And-
I'm in.
It won't take much more than 3 hours.
Wow. I
Alrighty.
can't wait.
So that was going to happen. And Sue says, I'm in. Is it in Hogwarts? Right. Let's just go on. I want to make sure I've said hi to everybody. Loretta Lewis is everybody saying hello to you guys, Faye and Roger. Sue saying, is it in Hogwarts? Do you know what, Sue? I've actually been in Hogwarts.
You
So there you
have?
go. Yeah. And the Hogwarts that was built in Florida, real life Hogwarts. I've been in
Wow.
it. And it's mind-blowingly brilliant. It's in the Universal Studios in Orlando,
Okay.
and they have built Hogwarts. It's there.
That's so cool.
It is, especially for my beautiful little daughter, Madison,
Yeah.
who is a Harry Potter fiend. So it just as well have been heaven for her. And I had a pint of butterbeer with my son, which was something to be just there's pictures of myself and my son with a pint of butterbeer. It's not actual beer. It's made from something like caramel, but they call it butterbeer. Beautiful. Count me in. What everybody said, count me in. Yeah, Bennington is in the house, ladies and gentlemen, and especially my guest, Roger and Faye. The wonderful Gina is here. And why am I not here with you guys? You should be here with us, actually, to be absolutely honest. You should be. Roger's playing to the holy page.
No, I'm coming live to you by the United Public Radio Network. Hello.
He's got it. He just has to upstage you.
No way.
somehow. Somehow.
He can't, because all I got to do is push a button.
Yeah, just push that button.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Roger, you two are sounding great tonight. Doesn't sound like you're talking to me through a bean tin. I can hear Faye tonight, and there's not a elongated delay.
I know. I check my mic every day now. I check
Good.
everything because I can't.
Because
I
Roger
don't know.
won't.
No. I
Because
check-
Roger's a musician, and musicians don't check diddly. Okay, so they just get up on the stage and hope it works. That's the
Plug it
difference.
in and we just
He
go.
fixes that. He works on the amp and he works on the. Oh, see, this is.
Roger's saying, I remember Roger just did something there, and he's right. But here's the weird thing about it is we had arrived early, Roger. You've done this, and you set up all the gear, and you do a sound check, right? And then you go off and you have a beer, or you go and have a chat. You go and have some food, whatever kind of. If it's a one night show, you have a beer and a chat at the bar, or like most of the time we were on tours. You would go and sit in the bus or whatever, and we came back in again, and at that I was at a set of keyboards, and there was like four keyboards, and right on, and do da-da-da.
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh God! And the drummer's going, what? And the bass player's going, "Dun-dun-dun-dun." I have no idea. You know, guitar starts, "Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding." I'm going, "Ah!" Switch it on, Paul.
Yep.
Oh, click. Oh, God.
Oh, there you go.
I'd switched it off
Yeah.
and forgot to switch it on again. So Roger goes, walk up, push it in, and start playing. You'd think, wouldn't you? But
You know the one thing that I hated, Paul, with a lot of sound guys
yeah,
is like you do your sound, you got all your settings right. Instead of grabbing the masters and just pulling the masters back, no, they go back to all of them and just flatten them.
and
You
flatten
know?
everything. Yeah.
Oh,
God.
God, it drives me nuts.
Well, I have to say, Roger, you see, we were very, 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 very,
Professional.
and all ours was motorized. So they just pushed a button and they all went back to the same settings.
That's the way it should be, yes.
Yeah, well, that's of course the way we did
Or
it.
you
know.
just mute it, mute it until you get on
I
stage.
think-
Roger,
I think
our
there's a message
equipment,
there.
our equipment was that big that it had to go a day ahead of us.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Jeez Louise.
I must show you guys some pictures. There's pictures of me sitting way up high, watching the guys just putting all the kit together.
That's.
Here's a little pun.
Oh,
Could they see you over the keyboards?
oh, please.
He's so funny.
Honey,
You see what? I just pushed this button and that's him muted.
you
So
can
he's
mute
muted.
him. Yeah,
I've
you
done
did
it.
I did
He-
it.
He's
He-
muted now.
He
So it's just you and me, Faye.
Okay, let's talk. Let's
See,
talk.
that is the sound engineer's absolute joy. Mute. And he's back.
Oh,
So how many people will you be wanting on your seminar, Paul? Well, I'm going to look at the opportunity. There's a couple of different companies that will actually allow me to have up to 500 people on this particular seminar. Now that seminar will be okay to do something that big because it's not like I'm going to be doing like teaching a particular level of my development program. That's different, where I'll need to be spending time with each one of you. This is more of a seminar. For an example, if you can imagine if this was in a theater and I was on stage and I was teaching this to the entire theater. So because it's so worked out to such a degree, I can have a fairly decent amount in the audience. The Q&A afterwards might be fun, but hey, that's what it's all about. But the way I look at it is this: when I'm doing seminars like this, it is an opportunity for more people to meet more like-minded people.
Yeah.
That's the way I work at it. So Roger, we know
See?
when you're dealing with people, when you're doing reads, for an example,
Okay.
and you come across people that you know are starting to develop. I mean, I watch for symptoms like a doctor, and there are symptoms out there, which I'll discuss momentarily. But what do you see when you're dealing with somebody that you know is starting to develop? They may not know themselves they are, but there is just things that are happening and around them that you and I pick up.
Well, there are a lot of times that I've read from people, and I say, "Why aren't you doing what I do?"
Mm.
And they go, "What do you mean?" I say, "You have this, but you just don't want to use it. Embrace it."
but how do you know that they have it?
That's the question. How do you know?
See,
You see
Yeah,
it?
see what?
there's just
I'm gonna
little
sit
things
there.
that it's hard to explain, Paul, because the monkey that I seen on that guy's back.
Mm.
I saw that it was a deformed face and everything, but I saw it was like a monkey on his back.
Right.
And people said, "How did you see that?" I don't know. I just see it.
Right. So I'm kind of slightly confused. When you're reading for someone and you know that their psychic ability is of a level where it can be trained, what do you see? You see a monkey on the back?
No, that was on
I'm sorry.
another thing, a cleansing I did for a guy.
Oh, okay.
But in regards to that, the spirit will tell me. You
Mm.
don't need
Yeah,
to tell them
yep.
anything. They should be telling you.
But do you not see when I'm working with someone, right? I'll see there'll be quite a few things that'll happen. Okay, first and foremost, I'll just literally feel their energy, and it'll literally be going like that, and I'll literally be going ooh, I'm stepping back, and I'll feel like that, and I'll go right, okay. And then I'll ask them questions. Are you not sleeping properly? Is your sleep up and down? Will you sleep really well one day and not the next? And the answer is usually yeah. Okay. Are you loose? Is your temper going like that? And they're going, yeah. Okay. Tell me this. Do you get really emotional for watching something stupid like an advert? Yeah. What's happening to me? Okay. You're pregnant. Anyway, so no, I'll say, right, okay. Now, are you
Oh
are you
Lord.
picking up weird feelings, like feelings that you think aren't yours, and you're scared for no reason, or you're happy for no reason, or you're picking up like a pain in a place that you've got nothing to be, and they're going, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, you're basically, what's happening is your psychic development, your energy as a psychic person is growing. Okay, but then what happens is it starts to fluctuate, starts to do that. Okay, and when it's spiking, you're picking stuff up, and when it's imploding, you're not, and you're feeling a bit lonely, and a bit tired, and a bit until it goes zoom, boom, boom, and it goes like this. So what we have to do is, then I got to go right. What I got to do is calm it down, form it, and then let you decide whether or not you want to develop it or not. But the very first thing I got to teach you is how to control it. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you saw the question tonight where the young lady said, Paul, how do I work better in dealing with spirit? It's not a rush to deal with spirit. Ooh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's a big no, no. The rush is to deal with you first. You're
Yep.
the primary here. Okay. Without you, there is no communication. So you deal with you first. You get your health in gear. It's like, right, Mike saying to, I don't know, I just picking like Faye, right? So Faye, listen, I'm not going to be able to do the New York Marathon this year. I need you to step in. I want you to do that for me next week. You can go, no. But you would say, well, listen, if I've got plenty of time to practice and get ready for it, possibly. Okay. So you can't just step up and start dealing with spirit because you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to deal with the energy. You don't know what that energy is going to affect you and how it's going to affect you and how long it's going to affect you for. When I was when I was being taught, I had all my mediumship anyway, but when I went to a teacher to become a trained psychic medium, I remember the very first time that I actually had a guy who crossed over with a heart attack. Okay. So I got this literal sledgehammer in the middle of my chest, and it went wham like that. And I went, oh,
Mhm.
I can't say what I said, but you could let your mind fill in the blanks.
Okay.
But I was so, oh my God, I felt that. And I was so like, oh my God, I felt that I held on to it. And I had a heart attack basically for 4 days.
Oh.
Okay. But my teacher said, you did, well, she ripped a hole in me the size that you could step through. She went, you idiot, you need to do this. She was the right teacher for me, and I was an idiot. So basically, what she taught me was to, okay, I understand what you're trying to show me. Now take it away right now. So you take charge. So it's one thing feeling that heart attack. It's another thing getting rid of it immediately. But if you're not trained to understand that, you really could become quite ill. It's like messing with a Ouija board.
Right.
If you know what you're doing, there is no harm in any way, shape, or form. But if you don't know what you're doing, you could be playing with it for weeks and weeks and weeks and months and years, and nothing will happen. But then one day it will happen. You need to know what you're doing. There's areas that you just don't waddle into. You need to learn. Okay, Roger, what's your input on that?
My thing is this. I've said this many times on a lot of my shows that I would say it's like your inner spirit is meeting another spirit, and this truly happened. I just talked about this on the last show, or I think I talked to Faye. But anyway, I have a
You
friend
should
of
do.
mine.
She's
I
your
haven't
wife.
seen her for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Her name is Jeannie, and she's a native. And there was three people in the room aside from me and Jeannie. The first time I met Jeannie,
Hmm.
when I shook her hand, you don't have to believe this, Paul, but this is gospel truth, and you know
Oh, I
we
believe
don't
you.
lie.
I believe you totally.
I shook her hand, and me and her and everybody in the room got electrocuted. There
Or
was
felt a
so
shock.
much.
You didn't get
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing this, and I finally told her. I said, "What's with you?" She goes, "What's with you?" And like that, and I grabbed her hand and just broke it away. And I looked back, and everybody was like all sprawled out, you know. And I said, "What happened?" They said, "We got electrocuted."
shocked.
Shocked,
But
whatever.
okay.
But
Yeah.
it's like I say,
Yeah.
it's our inner spirit because we do have a spirit inside us
Yep. Yep.
that
Yep.
is going to meet someone else, and you go like, "Ugh, I don't like that person," because your spirit doesn't like his spirit or her spirit.
But in
Well,
relationship to knowing if another person has the skill or gift that you have, do you feel that? Do you
Well, I
see that
sometimes if I go look up like that real fast, I see a light go.
yeah.
from them?
Yeah,
So I want to sort of just jump in on one of the things Roger said there. When okay, it's kind of where he said one spirit doesn't like another spirit. That's what how you pick up how it works, right? Everybody has an aura. You understand?
right,
Everybody's got an aura. It's an energy field that surrounds us, and that auric field is fed by our personal energy. Okay, that personal energy is fed by the chakra points in our body, energy centers in our body. Now, if you can imagine, the aura energy goes right out, and if you've been meditating a lot and you're really, really well and you're really, really happy, your aura is huge, and it's quite big. So what happens is when two people's auras cross. So if you can imagine, that's the edge of one aura and that's the other edge, and they cross like that, and they pass through each other. You pick up energy and information about the person you've just crossed like that.
right.
So where Roger's going, my spirit doesn't like you and it's going to knock you out. The energy's crossed over. But in that energy, Roger's 1000% correct. That energy can be so strong, you can actually get it from it like that. It's the same energy you get when you sit down with someone you think, oh my God, I feel like I've known you forever. I feel like
Yep.
I've known you for years. Or the energy that goes, I don't know what it is about this person, but I just can't seem to. The person may not even have spoken to you, may not even ever done anything to you, but there's just something there that your energies go. No, you
Right.
keep your distance.
Well, in a sense, I use that as the spirit doing that.
Mm.
You know, not so much the energy, but the spirit's going like, no, 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 I don't want to meet this person.
Well, the energy spirit, I'm using the word energy as a sort of just a governing term, spirit, if you want to call it. But the energy, it is. We're all energy. Every
Right.
part of us is energy. The physical shuts down, but the energy, you cannot kill energy. You can only transform.
Right.
So when the two energies, it's like, this is the best way to describe it. I always think it's like when you get two magnets, they'll either attract or repel.
Yep.
And no matter how hard you push the two repelling sides together, they go fum, 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 and they'll
Yeah.
repel. So it's very, very similar to that. Okay.
Do you,
Now,
Paul? Can I have a
yeah,
question?
far away.
Do you see auras around people, or
Yeah.
are you do?
Yeah.
While you're reading people, or when you see people text into you or comment like we see here, do they show any aura or not?
With for example, if I'm looking at your aura, I can see your aura now, and I
Okay.
can see Roger's. Okay. If you notice though, I've trained myself to do this. I kind of subconsciously trained myself to do this when I first started working with clients. Alrighty. If you notice when I'm reading, I don't know if Roger does this as well, but if you were sitting right in front of me, Faye, I would look at you and then I'd look away.
Hmm.
And I don't look at you while I'm reading. I look at you when I'm delivering the information and then look away. And if you notice on my show, when I'm reading, I tend to do that.
Yeah.
That's because I don't look at the reactions on the screen or the
Okay.
reaction of the person. It's because I'm dealing with spirit, so my focus was with them. Okay.
Okay.
But another reason why I don't react to you, or I go, okay, they're telling me this, da 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 da, and then I do that,
Mm-hmm.
is because your facial expression might throw me, and I just
Uh-huh.
don't allow that. You might go like that, and that'll throw me, and then I'll
Okay.
have to work to get that link again. Okay,
I
so
see.
I tend to go. I always tell my my clients, and initially, listen, I may not look at you. Please don't take that as being rude. It's because I'm focusing on them, and they go, oh, okay.
And can you
But you're
tell when
keeping the connection.
Mm.
people are blocking you, other
Oh
than
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
Well, I don't even have to look at them. I can feel it. I
Uh-huh.
can feel it. Well, if I'm doing readings for, say, from people in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't. Sometimes I can't see them. Sometimes, when we have a conversation. Sometimes we can only hear each other's voices.
Mm-hmm.
There
Right.
are times I'll do readings like those, and I can tell instantaneously this person's blocking me.
Mm-hmm.
And my guys will go, "Hey, Paul, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not. They only want to hear from this person. And if you do not bring that
Yeah.
person through, you're a fake."
Been
Yeah.
Okay,
through that.
Roger is
so
nodding his head yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
and what
wanted
I
to
will
know.
do in those instances is I don't have enough time left in my life to waste on
Right.
idiots.
Right.
All right. So I will
Mhm.
just say to them, hey, I'm not the psychic for you. Maybe you should seek an audience with somebody else. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I want to speak to you. You're the best. Who told you I was the best?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A person who I did a really good reading for, right? And they go, yeah. Well, why are you blocking me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. I've told you before, we don't have control about who comes through. We have no control of that.
Right.
Okay. I want to bring the person through that you want to talk to. I'm not, but I don't,
But
it's not
it doesn't.
McDonald's. I don't pull up and go, I want
You
that
can't
one.
ring a bell
Yeah.
and say, come here. It's
Weirdly
not like
enough, there is occasions where that's happened, but it's not, it's not every week. But listen, you can train you can train yourself to see auras. Okay, you can literally
you?
train yourself. Yes, you can.
Okay.
And I'm talking not just to Roger and Faye. I'm talking to everybody listening to us in and around the world. So, for an example, I'm going to quickly demonstrate with Faye. All right, with Faye at the moment, there is a wonderful energy around you. Okay, and above your shoulders, to the right, to the
Hello.
sides of your head, is going green for me. Okay, which
Okay.
tells me love. Okay, there
How
is
much is it?
a great sort of connection with somebody
Okay,
new
how
or
long you
love,
open till?
and the love is building
Okay, I'll
around
be
you.
there in a
Okay,
bit.
and because of that, your aura
Thank you,
is
bye.
getting sort of really impacted with a lot of love, a lot of strength in from that field. There's a blue aura, little sort of hovering from your shoulder to your upper waist, and that's telling me that communication is a wee bit of an issue with you at the moment. Okay, with a particular person.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Alrighty, so
Yes.
your thoughts and feelings can be projected out through your aura. Okay, so people say to me, "How do you do readings?" So I say it's a kind of a combination of every aspect: sight, sound, touch, smell, taste.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the sight,
Mm-hmm.
aura. Okay, and the sight is the third eye.
Mm-hmm.
They're showing me this, they're showing me that. Okay, so it is a combination of everything, but it's not something you can necessarily learn like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to build up. So what you tend to do, this is what I want you guys to try now, right? Is you um if you have access to a candle right now, okay, I'm going to Faye, I want you to look directly at me. Okay, so
Okay.
I want you to look at my face, and Roger, you look at my face too. But I don't want you looking at my face, right? I want you to look at my face, but look past my face. Okay, so with like a peripheral, see
Mm-hmm.
past my head, and then you'll start to see an energy start to form around me. Okay, and then allow the colors to start to filter into that aura, that energy. So for all of the people who are listening who've got access to a candle, I want you to stare at the center of the candle, but be aware of the circles that start to emanate out from the candle, and you are starting to look at the aura of that energy. So as you start looking at me, you'll start to see like a almost like a little tingling kind of an energy right around the outer parts of my body, and it'll
Yes.
start to grow, and then you might see things flash past me, and then you might start to see colors, and then don't challenge a color, just say it. So everybody's looking at me on all around the world now, going, and they're looking at each other, going, "I can't see diddly."
I'm seeing pink.
Okay. What? And now, so
Well, this
immediately, what does that pink say to you?
it's not it's not a big pink. It's not a it's like a it's like a rainbow sort of pink.
Right? And
And I do see like the lights shimmering around your whole head.
yeah.
And okay, so what do I think? I just see a lot of,
So what does that pink mean to you?
it means calmness to me. It means soothing to me. It means kindness. I'm sorry, that's how I see it.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. You
Oh
say
my,
exactly how you
this
feel.
is so cool. This is so cool.
There you
I'm
go.
seeing
You're
I'm
starting
seeing a
to
lot
see.
of pink. And then little hints of blue, but they don't. It's predominantly pink.
Okay. Now, see what it's really about what you feel. What is that energy telling you? Okay. I understand what the pink is to me. The pink is very poignant to me because the pink means to me mother.
Oh wow.
Okay. You heard me say many times they're coming in on the pink line,
Okay.
and that means mother.
Well, so
So it's
I feel
very,
kindness.
very, very poignant. In fact, you have no idea how impressive that is to me right now. Because I've
Wow.
just been dealing with something that connects to my mother's side of the family.
I'm going a little cross-eyed right now looking at your aura.
Well, I
But
was
it is,
cross-eyed. I've had to look at Roger every day too. But
wow. I'm kind
a
of
lot of
overwhelmed I'm overwhelmed
that's
right
okay.
now.
So breathe and just let it go again as you're coming back out of a meditation. Just breathe
Wow.
and let it go. A lot of people are saying they're seeing blue around me, and you were absolutely spot on correct.
Yep.
Because two of the big guys that I work with are the archangels Michael and Gabriel, and they come in on the color blue.
Oh,
Can I tell
so
you what I saw?
Yes, please, Raj. Yeah,
The first color I saw around you was white,
right.
and then it went to orange,
Okay,
and then it went to light blue.
right. So white is the connection to the Great Spirit. Orange means I need to be grounded, which you'd be absolutely corrected. You're absolutely correct on that. I do need grounding because I lost my temper about an hour and a half ago when I shouldn't have. So I need grounding, and it was a connection to my mom's side of the family where I lost my temper. So you guys are spot on correct. And the blue is called communication. Okay, the blue chakra is here, and it's communication. That's what that means. Julia saw white. The Tina saw white and pink. Emma has saw white. Facebook user sees white, pale blue, and baby pink. So see, you guys are all getting it. You're all doing it.
that
So
was
I will
so
put up a
wonderful.
form for you to sign up for my next seminar.
Yes, please. Let's all go.
Paul,
I'm
Uh,
first. Me first. Me first.
Yeah.
Paul,
Uh,
when you mentioned about looking away,
yes.
I don't know if you do this, but I've seen it 4 times and it happened.
Uh-huh.
When I look at people, I can see, believe it or not, death. So I
Uh-huh.
turn my face right away because I don't want to see it.
Right.
And then that person ends up dying. It's happened 4 times.
If I see you looking away, I'm going to be going, oh,
Oh,
God.
Dad.
No,
See?
Where's the
I look
pro?
away
Where's the pro?
when it comes to you, Paul, I look away because I can only stand so much.
Anyway,
So much
so,
love in this. So much love. Hello, love.
so much
Yes.
love.
I
I'm gonna
I
look
can't
at.
wait
I'm
to get
gonna
on
look
stage.
at
We're
Roger
gonna
in a
have a
different light now.
ball.
I'm gonna be checking out his aura, and then I'll be messengering you. Paul to
That's
say,
it.
what does that mean?
Check out, practice, practice, practice. Dawn has just sent us a message. Anything above yellow is good to see right now. Most people are red and orange. I see Paul's pastel blue at the moment because he's using his throat chakra, which is communication. Yeah. But you're seeing it right. The communication is yes, you're right. I'm communicating because this is what we do in our show. We communicate. But um, I got angry earlier in a place that's very, 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 very dear to me. And it's an area where I got angry and I shouldn't have really. And I need to go after the show and apologize. But it's so personal to me. You guys are seeing where it's coming through. But that just goes to show you that everything that I've taught you guys or taught and spoken about is real and true because you're seeing it now. But this is something to practice. Okay, one of the best places to practice it, oddly enough, is a candle.
Okay.
It can be a little tea light. It can be a candle, normal candle. It doesn't matter. But if you're going to light candles, ladies and gentlemen of the world, please be careful. Don't set it near anything that it can catch fire. Be very, very aware of what you're doing. And there's loads of different kind of things called candle magic, and there's loads and loads of stuff you can do. But all I want you to do is start to practice, because if you practice properly with a candle, you will see every level of the chakras through the candlelight.
Yeah.
It'll start off white, and then it'll go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then back to white again out there. So
Yeah, yours was really pale for me. That was the first time I've ever done that in my life.
it can be a little bit upsetting, can it, at times as well?
Okay, well, that was just like I wanted to cry because
You
it was
see?
so cool. It was so cool. I could see it right around your, you know, head, like
So Faye, that I've just done for you tonight, right? You know what I've done for you? You know the gift I've given to you?
tell me what have you given?
You can walk around your house now like a peacock and say, you ain't the only psychic in this house.
I already do that.
Thanks, buddy.
That's already been done. Okay.
You can walk up and go, hey, listen, if you can't take this client, I'll take this client. So,
I don't know.
and then you got to practice this one. You got to practice this. You got to go, this house is clear.
Speaking of that, we have a bowl now to clear.
We just did clear. We just cleared our office today.
You just
Again.
cleared your office? I see the bowl behind you. Is
Yes,
that
that's
the
the one.
singing bowl?
Yep.
Yeah, the singing.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? The energy you get from it is just mind-boggling,
Yes,
isn't it?
beautiful.
We've got a lot of people all saying that they've practiced what we were just talking about tonight, and it's so good for you guys to do this. Richard Dearden said, Paul, did you miss a piece of paper? I'm getting, actually, you're not a million miles out of the way of that. I'm dealing with paperwork that I got to get to the courts, and I forgot to do it. So I've done it. I just haven't got it from one place to from place A to place B, as Faye can attest. But then again, courts also get hundreds of thousands coming in every day. So
Yeah.
I must get that done tomorrow, to be honest with you. So, but you're not a million miles away from it, Richard. Well done. My house is full of candles, says Julie Sharp. Love candlelight. I have to agree. I love seeing candlelight, and I burn incense every day as well, which helps to break down the energy. Now, one thing that I want to say whilst we're talking about this, with the awakening, one of the things that I'll be sort of introducing to you is a concept called intent. Alrighty. Now, a lot of people will say you can only break down energy with white sage, okay, or a smudging stick. Yes, but not always necessary. Okay, you can use incense sticks as long as the intent is what you want it to do, and it's the intent that actually energizes what you have to take part in. Roger, I saw you agreeing with me there. Jump in.
Well, no, I'm with you all the way because you could take You can take incense. There's so many things: sage, incense,
Sound.
candles, whatever. You
Yep.
know.
You could
Hey,
have.
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, I think we need to do an ID. I don't know if you've
Okay.
done it. Yep.
Well, I've done it before, but we'll do it again.
We'll just make
Um,
sure.
It's only a quarter
See, she's
after.
keeping us. I'll tell you what. Any wonder Roger's grey. So we'll be right back right after these messages. You are listening to UPRN, United Public Radio Network, coming to you live on 105.3 right up to 107.7 FM from the beautiful city of New Orleans. UPRNTalkRadio.com. You go. Roger was having a laugh. See, he's got to go home and go. So you were laughing at me tonight, were you?
What are you doing, dear? Are you doing a time thing? What are you
No,
doing?
I'm cleaning my glasses. It's a windshield wiper. No, actually, it's what the heck is this?
It's a whip. It's
No, it's not sage. It's incense.
incense stick.
Incense. Oh boy.
Well, if you ever watch a lot of the so a lot of people like Native American, Native Americans, in fact, yeah, they use smoke a lot,
Yeah.
but they
Yep.
don't always use sage. But if you see Zen Buddhists, they always burn incense. So for them, it's the same thing, and you don't see them using white sage. You just see them using huge, big incense sticks, and it's a mark of respect. It's a mark of prayer, and it's the intent behind it that really works. So that will be part of the awakening as well. And cones, yeah. I've got this cool one, which it's like the bowl itself is kind of cone shaped, and you light a cone at the top of it, and the smoke drops down and then
Oh, that's
falls
the one we
like
saw on
that.
TV. Yeah.
I got one of those.
That's
It's
cool.
cool to watch. I mean, it's not.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's nice to watch. That's about it, really. So yes, fire away, guys. Have you got any questions for us for tonight? It's already 10:15 here in the United Kingdom. So therefore, it's 15:15. What, Roger, with you?
We got what?
4:15.
Four.
4:15.
So it's 4:15 in the afternoon, 3:15, 2:15, wherever you are, 5:15, wherever you are in the United States. So a very good afternoon. If you're listening to us on 105.3 to 107.7 FM, you're listening to us on the FM frequencies of the beautiful New Orleans. And welcome to UPRN Talk Radio with me, your host, Paul Francis, and my dear, dear, dear friend, Faye and Roger.
Oh,
And my dear,
It's always been that way, hasn't it? Paul?
my
It's
dear
always-
brother Roger, and who we always have a bit of a giggle and a tickle with, and it's he's a great sport for taking this all, and one of the best mediums that I know. So I highly
Thank you,
recommend that you
Thank
go
you,
and see him.
thank
And
you.
listen, Roger and Faye, if you're listening to me, especially if you're in the United States, Roger and Faye have a brand spanking, sparkling new office for you to go and have a reading at. So
Yeah.
make use of
love-
it while it's there.
Especially folks just
Yeah.
around the corner, like the Twin Cities in Minnesota, or maybe Hudson, Wisconsin, or we have.
I don't care
There's
if you're living
people
in New
around.
York. Get on a plane and go down and see Roger and Faye.
We're all ready for you. Honestly.
There you go. So book in, and I wholeheartedly support them to the hilt. It's weirdly enough, one of my cousins, actually the niece of my dear uncle that passed away, sent me a message today saying, Paul, I know you don't read for family, but could you help? And I said, there's very, very few people in this world that I will send you to, and Roger's not one of them. So I'm jesting. No, but I'm also a massive believer as a medium is not the cure for what you're going through right now. Give it a week or two, then
Yeah.
don't. If you lose somebody, a medium's the last person you want to
Yeah.
be going to.
Right.
that's right.
Come to us for questions. Absolutely, question us, but please, 99.9% of the people that come to us, honestly, if they're being honestly, they want us to bring that person back.
Back. Right. Which
and we
is
can't
And
do
we
the
that.
right
can't.
thing to do. Mm-mm.
So it's best to be totally 100% honest.
And let them do that transitioning, whatever the word is. Let them do that. It's a,
I'm looking at what Paula said. Paula, I love what you said. Palo Santo.
They can inspire deep meditations, cool and reverse incense burners. Yeah. Um, I love getting lost in a candle, says Dawn Hatton. I use my orgonite to keep that negative energy under control. I'll use sage or Palo Santo after
Yep.
a stranger has been in my house or my orgonite is everywhere. Or you can just not let them in the first place.
True.
So
True. You could yell behind the door and say, "We're not home."
yeah, there's
we're on
nobody here.
we're on vacation. Yes.
We have 2 new members to our family. You guys are going to see very, very soon. We have just taken on 2. Well, Johanna, really, I didn't have any much choice in the matter, really. We've just taken on 2 puppies,
Oh, I knew you were going to say
Aw.
that.
and they are they're very, very special. One is a blue Alsatian, or not, sorry, a blue German Shepherd, and the other one's kind of more German Shepherd colored as normal. But apparently, blues are extremely rare.
Yeah.
And these
looking it
guys,
up.
right, are only I think they're 6 weeks old, and one of them already weighs 15 pounds.
Is that why you posted that one
Yes,
picture?
that's the guy.
Oh,
That's one of them.
golly. I'm looking at them.
That's the guy. He is that's they're 2 boys, because our little dog Holly, she's a lady.
Mhm.
So we couldn't bring a lady in because the 2 girls would not get on. So we got 2 boys. Johanna has named him Moon and Storm.
Oh, beautiful.
Why she wants to call it Moon, God alone knows. So I'll be calling it Mick. So
Here, Mickey.
do you know, this is the truth, guys? You know, I don't tell porkies, but one of my pals in Ireland, and there's a lot of animal lovers will probably give me grief now, but one of my pals in Ireland named his dog Sit.
Oh, boy.
Sit, come here.
Sit.
Sit, come here. The dog was
How
like,
can-
what do I do?
Boy, sit or come here. So these dogs look like they're like ancient and mystical, and that's what and what color eyes do they get?
Blue. One
my
is real blue eyes,
Oh,
and his fur is kind of like a blue gray color, and it's
Yeah.
just, oh my gosh.
You got an idiot
And-
on, Paul.
yeah,
Have we got an idiot?
yeah.
Yep.
Gaffer,
Oh, Gaffer.
Gaffer. he's a
Gafar. And maybe he's linked in with Alibaba.
It's a joke. It's
You
a
know, I
No,
wanted to
it's not a
address
joke, I
something
mean-
that was on earlier, Paul. if
Did you
don't
have somebody
mind.
on earlier?
Something that
Gafar Aziz, psychic medium. I'm sure you are.
somebody had
Psycho
asked a
medium.
question about birth and death.
Yeah.
Okay, the birth is like a new beginning. The death part of it is the ending of something, and then you're going on to a new job or a new something.
New opportunity.
Yep.
Yep. That's right. Dreaming of death can mean the end. It's also the equivalent to if you're into tarot cards. You know, when you get the death card, it doesn't mean anybody's going to die at all. It means the end of something specific.
something.
Could be a relationship. It could be a career or something.
Yeah. Or you're coming to the end of a really bad bad streak in your life, and you're getting ready for all the positivity to come. Valerie says, by the way, we only got about 6 minutes left. Valerie says, if I have to stay in a hotel, I always sage the room when I get there. I used to have a black German Shepherd, and I have a husky now. I saw a husky German Shepherd cross recently. A beautiful animal.
I know.
My God, were they beautiful! I'm actually considering either of 2 dogs. I'm either going to have a Old English sheepdog, which is huge and boundy and very big and jolly. It's huge, or I'm going to go for one called a Newfoundland,
No, I love them. Newfies. Oh,
and they
nice.
look like bears,
They look like big Labrador furry balls.
big
It's-
big bears.
Oh, I know.
So I'm either going to have and all the people in the UK will know it when I say the Dulux dog. That everybody in the UK knows what a Dulux dog is. That's what we call an old English. Look it up. Google Old English Sheepdog. Old English Sheepdog. But everybody in the UK will know exactly when I say Dulux dog. But the Newfoundland, oh my God, when I saw one recently, I just fell deeply in love. They're just like, in fact, if I got one, I'd probably call him Bear.
Mm-hmm. You should. They're adorable.
Roger,
Yes.
tell me what you feel is happening. Now, another reason why I created The Awakening is I feel this is happening worldwide. The Awakening, people are starting to come around. People
I
are
think
starting
people are at the point now where they're just getting fed up.
Well,
you
I
know?
think it's more of an awakening of energy.
Well,
I mean, a
it could
global
be-
energy awakening.
But it could be the fact that they're fed up with all and that they want a new awakening.
Yeah. I would
It's just
say
a
that that's
big
true.
imbalance right now, you know?
Well, the whole world's imbalanced with idiots
Right.
running it, you know? And if you're listening to me and you run one of the countries of the world, you're an idiot.
There you are.
Truly.
Because there is no balance in this world. And the so-called leaders of the world, they're doing what they want to do, not what the people want. Okay. And yes, and don't get me wrong, leaders of the world, I wouldn't want your job for anything.
No.
Not a chance. Because there is no way on this earth you're ever going to get it right. But you're still not listening to the majority of the people. You're doing stupid things. You know, there is so much to be gained. And the cure for cancer was found a long, long time ago. But you're hiding it because there's more money to be made out of the medicines.
Yep.
Yeah. Why hasn't cancer been cured yet?
They
The
just
Native
announced
American
a thing
people had the
today.
cure for cancer back in the 1200s.
Paul,
Right.
they just announced a thing on the news today that in Canada, insulin, a little vial of insulin, is $12. Here, it's 99.
And they're making it
It's just-
difficult
it's
for people
wrong.
to afford. And
Very
people
wrong.
who need insulin are usually people who are maybe not working. They might be retired.
Well, look at our
And-
buddy David.
And look at my
He's on
sister
it.
Linda. Mhm. Don't
Can I
forget-
just jump in and take us
No,
away?
I'm sorry.
From,
You'll have to just no.
take us away from this for 1-2 seconds. I just noticed how many people immediately felt for dogs. Immediately,
Yes.
Yep.
there was
Yes.
such amount of surge of love there for
Yes.
dogs, and everybody talking about the different breeds, and that is amazing. That is absolutely mind-bogglingly amazing. Kelly, my sweet angel, my mom passed away with cancer. My wife has got cancer in a bad way, and I had cancer, so we know exactly where you are.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen of the world and of the planet that I have the great, great joy of calling friends. My dear friends, Faye and Roger, their show will be back on Saturday on This Mug's For You. Tell everybody what time, guys, quickly.
10:30 Central Time, a.m. 10:30 a.m. Central Time on Saturday morning.
And for us, it's around about 4:30 in the afternoon.
4:30,
So
in the afternoon.
it
Yes.
makes sure that you guys are able to. Now, the reason I couldn't get to your show on last Saturday, was I was actually with those doggies.
Oh,
No.
That's why I couldn't
am
get
so
to see it.
jealous. My daughter actually
Yeah, but you
has
could
a
have
dog
been
that
with the
looks
big
like that.
dog.
I will be back with you on Monday for Reach Across Live. Now, last week, Roger was actually going to be coming on the show and we were going to do duet readings. Maybe we'll get the opportunity to do it this Sunday. But last week, unfortunately, I just lost my uncle 48 hours previous to the show and I wasn't in any way fit state. But weirdly enough, it was a really good show nonetheless.
It was a fantastic
was.
show. We didn't
You
want
had
to
your heart
stop.
in that one.
You were where you were supposed to be. I feel. I just saw the.
That's why I didn't want in.
No, we
Well,
wanted.
you guys are always there. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, it is literally 29 minutes past the hour. I gotta go. Don't forget to stick around for the lovely Michelle and Amelia for Outer Realms. And I will see you Monday. Roger and Faye will all see you on Saturday. Make sure you're here for that. Good night. God bless.
Good night.